Yeah, man, what it do, man? What it do, man? We got some smoke going on in H-Town. I wouldn't call it no smoke, but we definitely trying to get some reckoning, man. We got Finesse2tymes. Told Junior, man, I don't want to be mob-ties no more. I don't want to be mob-ties no more. We done made all the money we gonna make together, man. Finesse is definitely been on one lately, man. The boy should be a content creator and a rapper, because he can rap. I ain't gonna front. If you heard one song, you heard them all. But if you into that, he can rap. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rappers. If you heard one song, you heard them all. Moneybagg Yo do that to me. You know, every Moneybagg Yo song sounds the same. Speaking of Moneybagg Yo, he dissed Moneybagg Yo a couple days ago. He say, Moneybagg. Yeah, homie told Moneybagg, man, we ought to be best friends. He said, shit, we got a whole shootout in there, let you make it. So yeah, Finesse been definitely been on one, man. You know, if you've been in his crosshairs, you definitely caught it straight in the last week or so. Cause he get full of that meth or them Adderalls or whatever he take. He say them perks, but man, I ain't never seen perks with those side effects, to be for real with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here a while, man. I consider myself uh, an expert in the pharmaceutical world. And I ain't never known perks to make no nigga act like he act, man, and twitch his mind up and all that, man. Maybe, I don't know. But he definitely been on a crash dumb mission, man. Like, you know, he talking about he don't care about dying. And you boys don't want to die and go to jail. I don't care about none of that. All that may be true. All that may be true. But hey, man, sit your crazy ass down. Now, I respect you saying you want to get out of the contract. It ain't gonna happen because that ain't how it works. Whatever time amount you sign for, album amount, you gonna have to own up to it, brother. You should have thought about that before you signed that paperwork, man. I know how it be you want to get out of jail, uh, that name revealed in the city and in the music industry. You felt like this is the best thing for your career, but you should have thought about all that. But the boy ain't gonna let you out that contract. Now, if you smart, you'll broker some kind of deal that wherever you go next, whatever signing bonus you get, he get half of it or get a percentage of it. And maybe he'll let you go on those terms, and that'll be in our contract. You can do a deal like that. But other than that, nah, man, them people gonna want what's owed to them, man. We seen it with Drake. We seen it with Meg Thee Stallion and Carl Crawford and when it was time for that. And you're not gonna be no different, brother. Yeah. And I ain't saying they doing nothing wrong. You signed the paperwork. It was convenient for you when it was convenient for you. If you would have known anything about music, you would have known that I ain't never seen nobody that was signed over there make no money. You know what I'm saying? I known them to make the money. So if you know anything about the music business, you would have went over there anyway. But hey, once again, like I said, you and him bumped his. They say y'all bumped his at the end of y'all bid, and Honeycomb Brazier threw your alley hoop, and you was desperate to get out of jail. And all that played a part in you going well. But if you know anything about anything, man, you know getting to a bag was about the last thing you was gonna do, going that way. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, I ain't saying the dudes that was signed over there ain't make no money. I said nobody over there got rich but them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I ain't saying they doing nothing that these white record companies ain't doing, but I'm just cut of the cloth. I had this conversation the other day. I was talking about, I said, ain't no excuse for doing bad business. You know what I'm saying? Who was I talking about? Man, it's gonna hurt me. I was saying ain't no excuse for doing bad business. And I said I was in the music business for years. And I was talking about Cameron and Jim Jones now. I said the Dipset. Cam had everybody in bad contracts, standard contracts, but they screaming this broke. We broke, we family, da da da. And I said, I own the record company. And my bro Jet was signed to my record company. And we had a 50-50 split. After I recouped the money I invest into these projects, we split everything 50-50. So it's definitely, I'm one of them ones that's cut like that, and I ain't understanding uh bad business. But you sign what you sign and you know what you sign up for. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to be a little sharper when y'all signing this paperwork. And sometimes get your lawyer to put some input, man. If these people want to sign you, they're interested in something, so they might be willing to bend, break a fold on something. In our contracts, we had a one album option with an option for a second album, a two-party option, meaning the artist had to agree to do a second album, and the record label also had to agree to do a second album. And that gave us leverage to just negotiate. It ain't all in the label's ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the independent side. Like, you bring the money, we bring the talent. We both equally as valuable to each other. Now, when you go to the major label thing, you got the machines, they different. You going to buy down because uh, they got what you need. That's different. But we was on the independent side, on some street nigga shit. And hey, man, I had leverage. We got the talent. Okay, cool. Well, we ain't gonna sign anybody. Ain't gonna be no albums. So they agreed to let's do the options. And people wanted to match. We saw people break up too. We saw like the backlash record labels would get. So we came together on that. Like it was an agreement for all of us. But you know what I'm saying? The audit side did come with the idea, hey, let's do an option. You know what I'm saying? And it was new. That was new verbiage. Well, it wasn't new verbiage, but man, that ain't in no standard first contract, is what I'm saying. You ain't hearing about no options in no first contracts. We had it in our first contract and executed on that. We only put out one album with that record label, and that's that. So, Finesse, you should have been a little sharper. Maybe you should have put that in there. Hey, man, let's do a 2 album deal with an option to do more. But y'all just dive in and do 4 and 5 album situations. And 2 albums in, you broke, you miserable, and they not pushing you. And then you stuck. Now they want you to come up with $1 million to buy yourself out the contract. Like, man, we done been through that, bro. Like, I know this record business like the back of my hand, bro, because most scenarios I done been in. I done been in a scenario where somebody trade my publisher. You don't know shit about publishing. You just coming in the game thinking about doing shows and blah, blah, blah. And whoop de whoop. Actually, we knew what publishing was, but we wasn't under the guys that uh nobody else could trade it off. We knew it was there. And then we found out later, once we signed up with BMI and ASCAP to create these publisher companies, now it come out that, hey, you ain't got no publishing on that album because this here went on. Whoop, whoop, wop. So, yeah. But Finesse want to get off mob ties. I don't think they're going to let it. Let's see how it go. Let's see how many rants he going to go on and if he going to force anybody's hand. And I didn't know how that was gonna work out anyway with Honeycomb over there. Even though that ain't no real smoke, they say they ain't never met each other. I don't think there's no real smoke, but I mean, I guess it could work out. It just was gonna be weird, man. That's not the environment that I'm used to from Rap a Lot and Maltese and all of them over there. I ain't used to people on the artist beefing. You know, we have heard the instances where, you know, this person ain't get along. Bushwick might not have got along face. Or Willie D ain't like Bushwick. We done heard those. So I guess you can say on that label, they can't control them dude, man. They wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I did think it was not gonna end well, them beefing and on the same label. Like whoever holler the lesser hot person gonna get shelled when it come down to it. And right now they even like Finesse ain't got nothing going on, so Honeycomb actually got a shot at being a hotter individual. People would think the opposite because Finesse got plaques, but them plaques I already got. What you gonna do right now? He just dropped a song with Jermaine Dupri that ain't did nothing. So that's what I'm saying. And that song needed a bigger push. You know what I'm saying? And that's on Atlantic Records and Mob Ties. That song needed a bigger push, bro. Ain't no way y'all weren't supposed to generate 5, 6, 8, $10 million off that. Like this just is what it is. That's one of the ones that could play that you can hear on the radio 10 times a day. It is what it is. But yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna just pop back in and chop it up about Finesse and Junior. What you gonna do, Junior? You on the clock, baby? You gonna let him go or you gonna let him sit there and look stupid? We all gonna answer to that. It's WDHTV, man. Like, subscribe, share. One.